Hey, what's going on, man? Real quick. So there was a group of ladies, and they went to Bible study. You know what I mean? They was in Bible study, and they were studying out of Malachi 3:3. And in Malachi 3:3, it says that the Lord will sit as a refiner of silver. It's kind of intrigued her a little bit. She made a little note, and she went on home after Bible study was over, and it just kept sitting with her all week. So she did some research, and she looked up a local silversmith in town, and she called him. She didn't give him a reason. She said just she wanted to come watch and learn more about the process. So he welcomed her. And she walked in his shop, and he was in there refining silver. So she would just sit back watching him and ask him a few questions about the process. And she asked him, she said, hey, how do you refine silver? And he was like, yeah, you have to put it in this fire. And it has to be, and I put the silver in the hottest part of where the flames are, the hottest part of the flames. And she said, okay. And she said, how long do you leave it there? Do you walk away? He's like, no. He said, the moment that I leave away, it can get too hot and it can damage the silver and it'll be no good. So I have to stay there and watch every second. And she said, wow. She sat there for a minute, and she said, well, I got one more question. He said, go ahead. And she said, well, how long, how would you know when the silver is ready? And he smiled. And he said, well, the silver isn't ready until I pull it out and I see my face and I see my reflection in it. And she immediately went back to the verse that said, the Lord will sit as a refiner of silver. See, a lot of times, man, when we in trials and tribulations, we in that fire, God is still right there with you. God is still right there with us, getting us through this fire, because the moment he walks away, the moment he turns away for a moment, it's over. So he refines us in the hottest of hot, in the dirtiest of situations. He's trying to refine you. And if you notice what that silversmith said to that woman, he doesn't pull that silver out until he sees himself, his reflection in the silver. And that's when God will pull you out of the fire. When God sees himself in you, when you acknowledge his ways, when you submit to his will, then you'll get pulled out of that fire. A lot of us are going through the tribulation because you still have not turned to God. You still not realizing that the fire that you're going through or the trials that you're going through is not punishment. It's refining. It's trying to get you to a point that you can't get alone. You can't get there without yourself. So as you go out through the day, you close out your week, go into the weekend, remember Malachi 3:3, and remember the silversmith. God bless.